All right, what's up, my brothers from another mother? We got a requested topic today, a sponsored video from a gentleman in Australia that is at a pivotal crossroads, and he wants to know whether to stay at his current job or join the family business. So let's hop straight into this. I'll throw the request up on the screen as I read it. He says, "Hey, Rich, I'm a 22-year-old male from Australia. I went down the traditional path of university college, got my degree, then soon after joined a small software company in their marketing department where I've been for the last 2.5 years. Pretty good start for 20. All right, I've acquired a great amount of skills. However, it hasn't been fulfilling. Never will be working for somebody else. There's not much upside to this company as I'm the only person actually in the marketing department, and my manager is part of the sales team. So basically, I was a first marketing hire. Wow, they're going to lose big time if you leave because marketing is a huge function for most businesses, and most of them suck at it. So that's interesting. From a young age, I always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur and knew deep down that there was more to life than working the mundane 9 to 5, clocking in, clocking out, and going home, sinking beers, and repeat. So about a year ago, I came across e-commerce and knew this was my path out, and became the person I want to be. I've invested significant amount of time so far. I've made progress, however, nothing of significance yet where I can quit my day job and pursue this full time in my current job. So sorry, in my current job, I feel quite unfulfilled during the day. I get what I need to get done, but I tend to find myself working on my side hustles projects while I'm at work. That's a pretty good sign that what you're doing needs to end and stop. As an employer, there's nothing that frustrates an employer more than paying somebody to do a job for the company when they're working on their own thing on the side. If you find yourself in that position, you should start planning your exit. It's only fair for you and fair for your employer, to be honest with you. He goes on to say, my family runs a family business that operates in the manufacturing space, specifically hair products, cosmetics, and skincare. They are currently in a transitionary phase as they haven't fully utilized or properly entered into the online space, with the DTC side of things just being introduced now. As a result, to my surprise, as a member of my family, let's just say uncle, has asked my interest in joining the family business to oversee and manage all other brands in transition to online. As I said before, my overall goal is to be able to work for myself in the same space in e-commerce, but I have been offered an excellent opportunity and still a bit skeptical about the whole family business thing. Basically, my whole family works there. I've worked there before at a lower level and it was fine. So I'm not exactly sure if this is just a mind barrier thing to prevent me from taking the jump, which can have incredible payoffs. Additionally, I feel like this would perfectly complement what I'm trying to do with my side hustles and allow me to further develop, specialize my skills. I also would get a decent pay rise, which would help me fund my ventures. Would you suggest staying in my current job or taking the plunge in the family business? What other advice is beneficial? Okay, let's pull this out of the screen. We'll remain full screen and spend some time on this. So dichotomy is, do I keep working for the marketing company or do I go work with a family business in, looks like cosmetics? We'll call it cosmetics in general because it seems like it's hair products and skincare. Here's the thing about working with family that you've got to understand. It's not easy. There's a lot of TV shows that have exploited the friction that comes out of family members working together. A recent one that comes to mind would be the Orange County Chopper crew with the Tuttles, Paul Sr. and Paul Jr. yelling at each other. Now, keep in mind, if you've watched that show, some of that is manufactured for TV. There is an underlying notion that isn't, which is why they parted ways and created their own companies. So you may find that as you try to take the company in a certain direction that would benefit it, you're going to have resistance from somebody that's an old world thinker. Similar to what you get when you get like the red pill and the blue pill, right? Like you get guys that subscribe to an old set of rules, the old rule book, the old narrative that they think will work for them. Just be the nice guy, you know, be the cry, you know, shoulder to cry on, be your friend or whatever, and you'll be rewarded with endless amounts of attention and intimacy. But as we know, there's a new rule book to that, and it doesn't work that way. There's some new things you have to understand. So it depends. How open are they to your leadership in the marketing side of things? If you're going to join, I would ask for a title that allows you to make all marketing decisions. You don't need anybody babysitting you, telling you what you can and can't do, unless it's an area that they've got more experience in. i.e. maybe your uncle in the company has been very good with procuring leads with the yellow pages, and yellow pages isn't something you're familiar with and they want to rely on that. There might be something with the old set of rules that you might have to let them manage. But I think at the end of the day, as long as you're heading up the marketing team, it's probably going to be just you, but as long as you're heading up the marketing team, you've got a set budget. You want to earn some kind of profit with the growth of the company. I mean, if the company is doing $1 million or $2 million a year, which is what most mom and pop outfits do, they're usually somewhere between the 2 to 4 million mark. So if it's a small outfit company of like 20 people and there's 6 or 7 family members and a bunch of employees working in the warehouse, shipping, receiving, doing all that stuff, packaging, it's not a very big operation, and you want to be able to profit from the growth of it. You could legitimately take some of these brands if you're very good at what you do. You could double, triple, quadruple, the cash flow as a function. Like marketing, in my view, in my estimation anyway, is probably one of the most useful skills if you're running a business, because you can have all the operations in play, the HR issues, you've got good back-end processes to service the customer and all that stuff. But if at the end of the day you don't have customers, you don't have a business. You just have something that's basically treading water or may not even be making any kind of money whatsoever. So don't discount the value of marketing when it comes to applying those skills to the business. Upsell it and make sure that you're able to be recognized for your skills if they are truly as good as you say they are. I would imagine with the company that you're with right now, if they indicate massive hesitation or reluctance for you to leave, that's a good indicator that they're really going to miss you. Sometimes, in some cases, when you put in your resignation to a company and they're underpaying you, and they start to realize what value it was that you brought to the table, they might offer you a huge raise to stay. It's not that uncommon. I mean, there was a time where I was with a company in my 20s, and they offered to pay me something like almost 40% more than what I was making when I put in my resignation, because they recognized what I was doing with the department, and it would be hard to replace you. So if you're one of those irreplaceable employees, don't be surprised if they try to hold you back. You're going to have to decide whether or not you want to stay back, whether or not the new venture is worth it, or if you're going to proceed with your e-commerce venture. That's something else you're going to have to talk to your family about too, because if that's something you're passionate about, they're going to have expectations that you're working on their cosmetics business. So, as you're finding yourself doing right now with the current company where you're bored and you're just basically doing the bare minimum, don't do that with your family business. That's going to create some friction. But long story short, if you find the family business is willing to work with you and they're going to value your skills and they're going to listen to you, do it. If you're going to be micromanaged for everything that you do, I would suggest you take a second thought to it and ask yourself if the juice is really going to be worth the squeeze. Because a lot of times I've found younger kids, and you're not a kid. I mean, you're 22, but I'm calling you a younger kid because I know that that this is a family business. You got mom and dad maybe involved, uncles, aunts, perhaps. They're going to look at you as, well, you're just a kid. What do you know? So just be super careful with that before you go and abandon your existing role to take that on. Make sure that you're recognized and your skills are valued if it's what you're bringing to the table. All right. With that note, if you're interested in requesting a video topic like this, you can go to entrepreneursincars.com/request. You basically sponsor a topic. It's also pinned in the top comment. If you want to join my men's community and level up in life, that's also pinned below. You can grab my book. There's a bunch of other useful links. I have an Amazon store for recommended products and stuff like that. Consider all those. Thank you for watching today's video. If this is something that you've experienced yourself and you have some useful feedback for this gentleman, below, leave a comment and smash the like button. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.